As much as I'm tempted to be an asshole, my values supersede my anger. As much as I want to hand the world a taste of its own medicine, I'm reminded of this. Never let anyone or anything rearrange who you are. The moment we start moving like the people who hurt us, it may feel powerful for a second, but we'll be losing something far more important than the argument: ourselves. Life has a way of pushing you into corners you never expected. And when you've been backed up into enough corners, you start to understand why people can turn bitter. You see how a person can turn cold, harsh, and almost unrecognizable after being faced with certain situations and circumstances, after being treated in a particular way for far too long. Be it racial discrimination, profiling, stereotyping, nepotism, tribalism, injustice, betrayal, being overlooked, being blamed for things you didn't do, being punished for being different, take a loss, how people rub it on your face, or simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. No one willing to hear your side. Those things can cut deep, deep enough that the strongest of us can look through, not because we're actually weak, but because pain has a way of draining you quietly. It steals your patience, it dulls your hope, it makes you suspicious of anything good. When that hurt goes unaddressed, it doesn't just disappear, it turns into resentment. Resentment turns into anger, and anger becomes a habit. Then you start thinking, maybe I should stop being good, stop being patient, stop being forgiving. Maybe I should give them what they gave me. And that's the dangerous part. The moment you start craving revenge, not as an action, but as a lifestyle, you start wanting to teach people a lesson, to make everybody feel what you've been through, or what you are going through. You want them to understand your pain by experiencing it. You want to even the score. You want to stop being the one who turns the other cheek. You want your league back. You want your dignity back. You want your voice back. And in that mindset, cruelty can start to look like justice. Here's the truth. It's not worth it. Not because the pain wasn't real. Not because the injustice didn't happen. Not because you're supposed to pretend you're fine or smile through everything or accept mistreatment. No. It's not worth it because vengeance is never a clean exchange. It doesn't just harm the person you aim it at, it rearranges you in the process. It leaves fingerprints on your character. And sometimes, the worst part isn't what you do to someone else, it's what you become whilst doing it. I once heard a preacher say, "You've never seen anyone take up revenge and not destroy themselves, because you only have one heart." That line stayed with me. You only have one heart, one center, one inner compass, one place where love is supposed to live. If you let the world harden that place, that's the heart you walk around with, that's the heart you speak with, that's the heart you come home with. And whether or not you realize it, the people closest to you will be the ones who feel it first, and even feel it the most. If the world makes you bitter, bitterness will only be reserved for strangers. It spills. It leaks into your tone. It shows up in your silence. It makes you defensive towards those who didn't hurt you. It makes you punish your spouse for what your past did to you. It makes your children grow up tiptoeing around your moods. It makes your friends feel like they can't reach you. It makes you skeptical of kindness, suspicious of love, and numb to joy. And then one day, you look up and realize that you survived the battle, but you lost the softness that made you you. That's why I'm telling you, be good in any situation. Not weak, not naive, not easily manipulated, but good on purpose. Good as a decision. Good as a discipline. Good as a refusal to let pain recruit you into becoming the kind of person you don't want to become. Being good isn't the absence of anger, it's the mastery of it. It's being able to say, I'm angry, but I won't be reckless. I'm hurt, but I won't be hateful. I'm disappointed, but I won't be destructive. It's learning how to protect your peace without poisoning your spirit. It's learning how to set boundaries without turning your heart into a prison. It's learning how to walk away without needing to burn everything behind you. And yes, sometimes being good costs more in the moment. Sometimes it feels like you're letting people get away with things. Sometimes it feels like silence is surrender. Sometimes it feels like forgiveness is unfair, but goodness isn't denial, it's strategy. It's a long vision. It's choosing not to trade your future for a temporary release. It's choosing to heal instead of perform pain. Truth is, the world already has enough darkness. It doesn't need help. It doesn't need more evil becoming what hurt them. It doesn't need more bitterness dressed up as strength. What it needs is people who can go through the fire, still refuse to become smoke. So, let's keep our light. Let's keep doing right, not because everyone deserves it, but because we refuse to let our spirits be bored by someone else's wrongdoing. Let's refuse to let our identity be shaped by another person's evil. Let's refuse to let trauma be our personality and revenge our purpose. We can call out what is wrong without becoming wrong. We can be firm without being cruel. We can be honest without being hateful. We can walk with dignity even when we've been humiliated. We can remain human even when others choose to be inhumane. I'll end where I began. Never let anyone or anything change who you are. The worst. Protect your heart. Guard your character. Don't give people the power to turn you into a version of yourself that you can't respect. Choose to be good in any situation. Choose to be the proof that pain doesn't have the final word. And remember this. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, glorify your Father, which is in heaven.